And well, them being, what was it, 19 points out?
Yep.
Third place, 3 second places. Haven't had those kills. They might just want to see themselves go a little more aggressive.
Ah, so you're looking to see if they will. And then there have been points, right, where we've seen them get aggressive. I believe it was the battle that we saw them take on the end of week 2, which really made me say, oh, okay, look, they have got a great chance to make this work.
Exactly. Now we do see a team that we've seen before in this area of the map. Going back there again, once again, military is where we will see Northern Knights. They figured, well, it works pretty well when we're down there. We just want a game off of it, so why not go to that exact spot?
Okay, now I'm going all the way over to Pochinki as per usual. Game of Legion won't have any problems for their spots either. Riddle, as always, over to Severny. And the question is, will they be benefited by that or not? Now, this is interesting. Not so much that we haven't seen it before, but it's Game of Legion here, just taking a little bit of space over in military base, having a look around, and they'll work their way over the rotation. And that's what I like to see, because it's just something different here. You grab yourself the vehicles away and you run over, but also you have a look at the information of, okay, did they go there as well?
Also, this was a crazy far eastern plane. You see Fenerbahce, they can barely even make it over Pochinki. This is going to be so military game.
Wow.
Well, we asked for a couple of them, and sure, we got them. And this time around, well, Northern Knights just won themselves the last game. And, well, it didn't go in South Georgia this game. I guess that's just them saying thank you. And for Gluttony and for Not Fair, I guess that's them saying, well, I mean, we got 2 games in a row now, correct? With our guessing. Mm-hmm. And even though we could have gone Novo, well, probably should have gone back there.
Now, if you're Ghost Legion, right, because we saw what Tornado did, they ran off and they pushed themselves down into Novo. Oh, it's going to be happening. Oh, God, you stood too long for that, Sunzy. You got run over, you got knocked down.
What is this?
And now you're potentially going to get finished off.
What is
Punch
going
him up.
on?
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
But this is the thing, right? The plane was so far east. I mean, these teams, they want to go far west coast. At least one of them do. And, well, there just ain't that many vehicles up for grabs once you start fighting out here in the open. And for Paulus, well, all you can hope for is that he'll be able to stay put. Not that it will matter that much. They're still sitting in 3rd place. Should probably be guaranteed a spot into the top 8. But, again, there's so much to play for when it comes to the bragging rights and everything that goes along with it.
Not looking good for Seacorp whatsoever as they went into personal courage as well. So they are completely hindered here as everyone running around them. And the point I was going to make was, okay, do we see the team of Ghost Legion make their way down to Novo? Or because last time, right, we saw military was left alone and we saw everyone try and grab it. But what was able to happen was Tornado took control first. And we're already seeing it. I know you guys can't, but if you are watching the minimap, you'll be able to see that they of Ghost Legion have started to make their way down already.
And I'll correct you in saying that it's actually personal courage. Higgy.
Oh, personal courage.
Yeah.
Thank
What's
you.
interesting to me, though, Far Eastern Plane, there's been so many teams opting to go far out east to take control of boats and then go down. It's worked for them. They've come in late, but they have made it work. 7 Esports. They're a Gatka team, and they're now saying, well, that didn't work for us. The plane is Eastern. Why would we bother? Go all the way over there. We'll take Mill to power. Those boats won't be up for grabs for all these teams coming in from Yasnaya, from Pochinki, from areas around there trying to get themselves boats on the East Coast.
Chaos unfolding early on. And this is what starts to happen, right? You get another circle which people not necessarily would be expecting or thinking potentially would happen again. It does happen. We see Seacorp. They get themselves into a rough spot straight off the bat. They're changing things up a little bit. Riddle's already made their way down. They're not even going to try and fight for Severny because they've had that stolen away from them by Phoenix.
I just noticed that too. Why would you contest why would you contest Riddle and Severny at this point with just 2 games to go? I guess desperate times and stuff.
And Phoenix have no hope of making it.
And they're very far out to go for those early engagements, and you might well get something off of it. Gross in the water. Will it be picked up? Well, only time will tell. But for 3D Max now, they are going to get themselves looted. They're like, you know what? We will go West Coast. No matter where the circle goes, no matter where the plane goes. South George is our home, and we will get ourselves back there.
Good thing for Riddle is they've always suffered when it's been a southern circle and they've had to come from Severny. So now they're already rotating down. They've all got vehicles. They're making their way down to Primorsk. They'll be able to grab the boat if they want. And also any additional loot because no one's gone there.
Exactly. They might want to play it a little safe off of it, though. I'm not sure they have any loot. I think they have rotated Like, until now, they have not done anything other than being in vehicles. So I don't think they have anything yet. So gotta get down to Primorsk, get looted, figure out that there is no one in Primorsk already, and then make your rotation on out. That's gonna be a long-lasting endeavor, considering the fact that the circle is already closing on in. But of course, they do have boats available down there, so it should be a possible rotation when they decide to do so. Talked about 7 as well before, them wanting to steal those boats. They sure will be able to do so, and Gamer Legion have made their way over already. They're actually splitting out quite widely too, trying to take control of some of these, I guess you can say, main entry points from the water to the land of Sosnovka.
Good awareness from Compot Trash, looking to spot out Higgy from Personal Courage over there. I was trying to understand where I got the confusion of Personal Courage and Ghost Legion, because they all dropped around farm, but actually Ghost Legion decided to go up north, and they've moved. Now they're moving down south together, but they actually were in a, because Trejo was further down south, but they could have been the first team over the bridge. Yeah. And they could have taken that position and had control, but for some reason they opted not to, and now they're going to have to fight Tornado, Fenerbahce, and the rest of the team in there.
And you have Kofis sitting still up by Yasanaya. Not sure exactly how he managed to get that far away from his teammates, but 3 guys at least from Personal Courage has managed to make their way over. That's more than I believe some of them will do, but for Kofis, he still has a long way to go with him on his feet. I am assuming that that's going to be a journey that's going to take a while.
There's got to be a method to the madness, and I'll look forward to seeing what that madness involves. As per usual, we get to C7, they get the boat, no problem there. They had the control of Milta Power, no one had to there to contest them. And if they really wanted to, they could go out for the crate.
Yeah, but will they know that it's there? Most likely not, so it's going to be one of those, well, if we see it, we'll take it. If not, then I don't think they're going to be that set with the Groza. I'm making their way down south, so will Sunday and Inside Games, still up by Milta Power. Realizing, well, there ain't no boats here, so we at least got ourselves lucky to take the one that was in Lipovka. Personal Courage, trying to peek out over towards Kompot. He's sitting on the bridge, trying to be the lurker, waiting for teams to come driving on in all the best hopes of making it to military, and he will shatter their dreams. But for no loot, I keep doing this. For Northern Lights Gaming, they've set up themselves up into the observatory, and we've had a game end here before, and it sure became a chaotic one.
X team having a little bit of a firefight with Personal Courage still. He's going to back away because there's no need for him to really overextend just yet. He's on his own. He could easily be picked apart by Barlos, though. He's found the players in Phoenix. And Barlos, is he the solo member left alone for Seacor? Because he's got a teammate with him still.
That is very, very far out, trying to do something. And, well, he managed to do so. That's a interesting place to get knocked if you're a Phoenix player with a circle this far south and be like, wait, why is there a guy running around in Rostock at this point in the game? But Ballas, well, we saw it earlier. They sure had a rough time getting themselves any loot, and well, he had to get what he could, and that included him being at this point at this late time in the game.
Now that hill, once again. Could it come into use?
Hopefully not. We've seen it happen 2 days ago, and it was a rough one for everyone but the team sitting on top.
That was the one 3D Max ended up winning, right? The craziness at the end. Yep, 24 points in a dream.
And even for them winning the game, it was a horrible game. I mean, there were so many things going against them. The fact that they pulled it off showcased their skill and ability. But I'm pretty sure that if they had a chance to remake that game, and they would probably say, you know what? No, I think we'll just stick with that win we got, because there is no way that we were able to pull the same thing off again.
And the rotation's still coming in as we go a little bit further in. We're still down right at the south, but we've gone a little bit over towards the east at the same time. And this is going to make the rotations an absolute must. We can see Oshtek Warriors are still within it. Kofis has gone into Lipovka looking for a boat by the looks of it that he's not going to be able to find. He's still got a vehicle to drive in anyway, but he had a little pop.
And only half the teams have actually made it over to the island yet. There was a lot of land on this sort of main island. That means that they weren't that guaranteed to go down. If you're coming in late, might as well stick around to hope that it will shift up north. Didn't happen though. Pretty much shifted as far south as it possibly could. And for teams like Stella, for teams like Not Fair, right on the brink of either making it or not making it, well, I mean, they have to figure how the hell are we gonna cross, because we don't want to go up towards that bridge area.
Now 3D Max have kind of come in late to the party, but it's worked out well for them because no one's camping over towards the western bridge. Phoenix are following quite close behind them, and everyone else should be able to have no problem getting in, at least on this side of things. It's more
What is Ghost Legion doing up here at this point in the game?
And again, I'm just going to come back to the fact that they could have been the first team onto the island that didn't drop there. Hence why I was so confused of Personal Courage being there before him.
It's very interesting. Looks like Northern Lights will pick it up where they left it off last game, taking the fight to Tornado Energy. They ended up winning that one and the game last time around. Now they do manage to take out X Team as well, so it's going to be up to... Actually, it was Tornado Energy that won the game on Military earlier, so they have to do the exact same thing, just 3 players live.
These late rotations are going to be painful if you're trying to cross these bridges. The western bridge is completely empty. No one's challenging it, but it's also not in the circle, so you've got to move in regardless. Riddle have taken to the water once again. They'll be the ones that find the crate because 7 left it alone. But they'll also be landing on the back of 7, which could be an interesting fight to go under. Zen are chilling in military base. They've got Fenerbahce close by, but they haven't had to really get in the action just yet. And we're going to have Stella, who are yet to cross, but they're waiting, and they are having a look at that fight that could be between them and Ghost Legion, who, again, are just having a bit of a whale of a time.
Yeah, see, Fenerbahce, they've made their way up to this famous rock in the middle of a little hillside, at least in the corner of the military island, or military base. Fenerbahce trying to hold the angle, has Kalimdor in the back, trying to get the sort of better view of things, while he has his 3 teammates pulling on up in front. 9 kills, what they managed to get last game, but this time around, up against Sukletnam could be a tricky one.
Broken Nam starting off with the first couple of knocks. It's all going in their favour, getting the kills in there as well. Zonk chimes in, though. He's not done just yet. Fire coming out towards him, and he's desperately trying to maneuver himself away.
Northern Lights saying we will take some of these points away from you guys, and they sure do manage to do that. Just 2 players remaining now in Sunk and Kalimdor.
Oh, Zinzem, you went somewhere.
Yeah, that's not what you want to have happen. That's the issue, right? I mean, Riddle might have gotten a little too greedy on that whole boat thing, because 7, they were sitting very, very close, and they did hear the boats. And down he went. Eivel, Page, and Eki all by themselves. Actually, as I was saying, that seems like Eki went down as well, so it would seem that they had a player not be able to connect to the game, or at least disconnect at some point, because they're just 2 guys alive.
Where is he going to go next?
Well, let's send us
That's
up.
all right. We'll take that.
Yeah.
That's not too bad at all. Now, Northern Lights going to be very happy. They're still Kingdoms of the Hill as it be. But eventually it might move away from them as a nade comes out, and it's YMD. He's going to be hit with it. Barlos, despite being on his own, is still able to do damage no matter what. He's not giving up. But this fight within the circle is not going to last for too much longer, because that damage is going to start ticking away ever so soon.
And for a team in Stella that really just want to get into the late game and get over to that military island, it's going to be so frustrating to have these teams constantly shoot at them. I mean, Ghost, they're far out. They won't even make it in. And Seek Orc, they are so... I mean, they're so safe. They're already in it. Fenerbahce, though, tried their best, but in the end, Sukletnam was too much for them to handle. They will go out as the first team in the game here. And for Sixi and Jambaway, 2 remaining players on their team, they just have to get over to that island and somehow find a place to lay low. Oh, there you go, 1 player down. Ballas has been alone for a very long time, and he's still doing everything he can to sort of mess it up for all these other teams.
I love it, because he's just not caring. He's like, all right, we went down early. I'm going to go upset a few more. I'm going to do some extra damage. Keep managing myself back up, trying to keep myself going for as long as I possibly can. But ultimately, I just want kills for me and my team.
Well, there's no reason for him not to. It's a statement thing, right? You guys took out my team, I'll take out your team. And not necessarily those them, but it's all the opponents that kill this team, right? So he wants the revenge. Doesn't matter who goes down, but he's seeing blood and he wants the best of it. He has a sneaky position down behind the buggy. But will Alpha realize that he's down here? That's a big question.
And ideally, you want to be able to try and fight back soon, because he doesn't want to just sit here and chill for the longest time. He's waiting to hear what Alpha may do, as Riddle were under heavy fire, and they haven't had a slight bit of luck since getting off the boat.
Nope. It's been very tough for them now. They did have a chance to get up early and get off that boat early on, but they opted to go even further around the island and take a position all the way over by 7. Cost them 1 player, now they lost 1 more, so just 2 guys remaining. But Jambaway trying to make the run in the open. Ballas, though, saying, you know what, give them a chance. They're so close to making it anyway. Give these guys a chance, and down goes Ghost Legion.
Ghost Legion, the first team out. Or second team, actually.
Second team,
she went as well.
Exactly. Not a whole lot more either of them could do here, but please don't go up towards that observatory. It's a horrible place to be for all these teams trying to make it into the late game. Seems like 60 has made his way on up. Jambaway is sitting and healing. Clip is just chilling down in the bush right there. And everyone else running around the edge is trying to find some sort of cover. Because as you can see, for all these guys that came over with boats, well, there ain't a whole lot of it.
Now, Tornado. They've had a couple of good games back-to-back. They're well within the points. They're not going to struggle regardless. It's about style points and what they can do here against the other teams is showing. Well, we are a serious competitor, as Melman will be taken down first. Compotrash trying to work his way in. Gets the nade out off towards him. Still being tagged up heavily here. Ostrek Warriors looking to do some serious damage. Those nades going out, though, and it's not looking too good in favor of Tornado here. Kamka, all alone. He's got 100 health, but he's got to work his way around here. Is he going to go in for the finishes off, though? Because Outlaw's going to be the first player he sees. And yes, he wants the extra points regardless. It's just going to make it a little bit more difficult for them. Barlos, though, dies out to the circle. He fought. He stayed around. He got some kills. He did a good enough job. Seagog are in a nice spot anyway, so he can't really complain. Northern Lights, though, they'll be looking to take over their position and move into that third place. They're not that far away.
And circles are chunking you so hard at this point. 60 somehow managed to stay alive, get on inside. Jambaway is still over on the main island. Not sure if he's going to be able to get in unless if he has a ton of first states available. And look at Dictator. He tried to get in and help his friend just before. Did not happen to work out in Jambaway. There you go. Will in the end go down to the blue. So it's going to be all up to 60 to get these boys back in the top 8.
A rough ride for 60 to try and make it work.
Yeah.
He went down early on in the previous game. Now he's all alone. The rest of the team have been finished off. And already we're in a tight spot. And look how clustered together a lot of these teams are. Game of Legion, though, they're still within it.
6 points out. 6 points out and 4 guys alive. A lot of chances for them to do something here, but this is where we've kind of seen them crumble when they do force fights too early now. They've survived that. Keeping 4 guys up, they're in a good position in the circle now. And, well, this is all on them to accumulate as many points needed as they can in this game. And Clip, left, right, up, down, jump, crouch. He's making everything work, at least for now. Only being tagged once by the Phoenix guys that are trying to spray him down. He's actually inside the circle in this shack, too.
Clip holding on to the dream, keeping it alive for Riddle as Northern Lights going to fire on down into inside games, and they're going to rip them apart. 2 swift kills there. Now the last 2 are going to struggle to move out of this because Northern Lights just have such a good position to play from here.
Not fair, they're starting to make their presence known in the circle as well. You see people shooting down towards them, but right now it's all on the top of the hill here. Page all by himself too, trying to crawl on him, but I think he just realized that there's a full team in on the other side. And I love this dip right here. It's something that you normally jump down to for fun while you're waiting for the game to get started, but well, we see it utilized in the game right there as well.
3D Max and 7 are surely going to meet each other on this next circle. Ever so close down towards the south.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Tornado holding up strong at the moment, still on this eastern side. Not fair yet to push in on the west. They're still covering a little bit of military base, but they're going to look to push in ever so shortly. Zoka and Nam are pretty much right on top of personal courage as well now. There are so many fights that will go down off this next circle. Everyone has got themselves in positions where it's just about to kick off.
And that's the issue with this area of NBC right there, prone in the little dip. Page is trying to buy as much time for his team to stay in this game. They know they're in first place, but the CIS players from Tornado, they're doing everything they can to catch on up to them, and they sure don't want to give that away after having been up by so many points. Not fair, finally. Getting arms inside the circle. BCGG will be the first guy here, Glutony, trying to make that vehicle pull on up. They had themselves in that one game. They had the hilltop position, the observatory position this time around. They are among the many to try and make their way up because the circle has just shifted in that direction.
Eric's going to find himself a knock onto Hamster, and this is what I was looking to see how it would go down. Game of Legion being found from the sides, and this is where these teams are going to have to start to push in. Are we seriously going back up? Are we seriously going to see this again? Could this even be a thing? 3D Max, they are still in it. This is the game they ended up winning last time around. But like you said, you'd never want to play it exactly the same again. This was a rough spot to try.
It was a hard game to play and a hard game to rip, securing himself 1 point off of the finish off on Clip right there. Important points for them as well. They're sitting in 8th right now, just 2 points ahead of Stella, but Genzo taken down. Page, having revealed his position, takes 1, but he will need to take some more because the remaining players are looking to get themselves some sort of revenge.
Yeah, that's 1. That's not bad, but now you've got a rough decision because Other teams are going to start running off to you. Page are going to go for a fast rotation. And both Page and Sigsy right up towards the north now, just chilling on their own, solo players, hoping to get some points.
It would be so hard for Sigsy if he just gets run up on by Page, like all the way around the top. That would be the most unfortunate situation. He is in a good spot in the circle right now, Sigsy, and all he has to do is chill and hope that he can stay alive for a little while longer, because he's still very, very close to get on inside this one. Not fair, trying to keep that position in the game. Glutony running up, they took a lot of shots before, lost Genso to Page, and now they know with danger this close, they need to throw some sort of utility to make a little bit of room for themselves.
They're all just desperately trying to hide away and keep themselves going for this little bit of time. This push in is about to explode.
They're all outside the circle too. Okay, bro, finally taking down Page. That's the high ground position coming into his advantage right there. And look at this rip, pushing it on underneath. Smart positioning for him trying to get the flank in. But 3D Max with the high ground position here as well might just be able to third-party this engagement.
Now Watchtech Warriors managed to keep a couple of players still alive. It's all about how long they can hold on for. They can hear and see what's going on around them.
So many quiet moments in this game. So many fights just waiting to happen. It's that level of height difference in this, allowing for multiple teams to be in what seems to be a very small area. But as we can see, these teams are getting ever so close to one another. And believe me, eventually they will get so close that chaos will reign on in.
Now this is going to be really nice. Are they going to go and pick into it? Phoenix going to try and eliminate the not fair players. Rip9 in the circle taking damage, but also able to spray him down. BCTG from up above looking to put an end to it, and this is not looking good at all. They thought they had the drop on them, but BCTG comes to change it around while the Watchtech Warriors are being eliminated there by 7. Chaos in both areas of the map.
Seems like they weren't prepared at all. I don't know if Abra was disconnected or what he was. He was staring into a wall while they were pushing him. Not a whole lot more he could do there, unfortunately. Down Watchtech goes. They will stay in 11th for now, coming into the final game of the group stages here. Hedrick and one of his teammates trying to hold off the inevitable push from these teams underneath. But as you can see, they have found themselves in a pretty tricky position as well.
Smoke usage once again to provide that extra cover. Pops energy drinks, but shots are still firing off towards them. BCGG and Sorky are still having this little fight on the hill. Sorky's trying to work his way up. BCGG knows there's one player left. He's not going to fire onto 3D Max. And there we go. He does find it, but now he's made some noise. Yeah. Is he going to be fired up onto? Are 3D Max going to look for him?
They would probably want to, but as you can see from up above, as soon as they take that peek over the hillside, shots will be raining on in towards them. And they're not guaranteed yet either. 3D Max, they have, actually, they might be 142. We'll see. But still, of course, they want to get themselves a good game here. Northern Lights, though, continues to deliver damage down towards them. Down goes Venom, and now for Wago and Hedrick, they're in one hell of a tough spot, because Game of Legion just chimed in on this one as well.
Now, this is where Game of Legion need to make the most of it, right? A team that we spoke about with a great chance to come into this. They're not that far away from working their way up, but this game has to be the one where it starts to work out for them.
Yeah, they need to get the points on the board right now. You see the point system, or the point scoreboard on your screens there as well. They need to get 10 points in this one to get up to not very, currently sitting in 8th place. And with Stella still alive, with 60 being the last hope, they need things going, and they sure do manage to deliver 4 kills immediately. Bjorn, Timber, and McCann making everything work, and that's a very, very, very good performance thrown in by them right there.
This is what we were looking to see from Game of Legion. This is very much like what we're seeing at the very beginning on the opening weeks here for their group. Can they deliver when it means the most to them? 1 point behind Stella.
6 is still in the mix, and I think he will do everything he can to stay as far away from opponents as possible. But as you can see as well, looks like Comfort, Melman, and the guys from Tornado Energy are making their way over to his side of the circle. He has been all by himself for a while now, but that's only going to last him for a little while longer. Shots fired from McCann. He spots Hedrick, just cannot seem to get the finishing touches on towards him.
Game of Legion like, Northern Lights, stop shooting. We'd like to have some of these kills, please.
Look at the high ground advantage coming in there from Perfectix. Can't seem to get the shots connected, though. Just down to half HP. Did he spot out 60 on the other side? Not sure if it did or not. Saw some sort of movement down there.
He's got to be careful, but so does Perfectix. Don't overextend. Don't tunnel vision onto one player. Because Tornado are right below you. Ever so close. This little battle. They're still partially covered here for Northern Lights. It would make sense to move down sooner rather than later. Once you've cleared out the players below you with Timber, missing a fair few shots. And it's not shots they can afford to miss. They desperately need these kill points.
Yeah, and one thing is they need the points. Another thing is that they're outside the circle. So the more pressure they can push on Tornado Energy, the more room they will allow for themselves to push inside the circle. So for sure, as you said right there, James, not shots they can afford to miss at this point.
Now Sigsy still crawling his way up, but he's got a way to go. And he's got a lot of players around him, both Northern Lights and Tornado.
It's going to be a tough play for him to make. He's going to be out in the blue in just a second's time. 10 seconds to go until the circle's going to start closing in. And, well, where and how do you get yourself up into safety? Could try and run a little out in the blue, get up on that road and run on into the circle, but it's going to be tricky, that's for sure. Circle has gone south of the observatory itself. You see Northern Lights have jumped one plateau down, made some room for themselves. Now, once again, 3D Max is under heavy fire.
Mac and Dark needs to be brought back up. Game of Legion need to hold on to keeping their numbers advantage here. As Melman's gone down from Northern Lights, they can just continuing to deliver from up top here.
Every single placement counts at this point. Six, he just wants to stay alive as long as he can, Lolvo. That's an idea of where Hedrick is, and they're sitting very far on the edge of the circle. Who just gets that first hit off. Sixy tries to do everything he can to make these guys say, focus elsewhere. I'm not here. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm just going to sneak my way on up and inside the circle.
The personal courage have been quiet with this as well. They're dealing it onto Hidrix, but other than that, they've just got this nice little position where we're partially inside, we're working our way around.
Yeah, and they won't be for long.
And then we're going to have to move, but we need to deal with this first player.
That's the thing, you got to take it one step at a time. For them, well, they say we can't get the good position right now, so we might as well see if we can do some damage from where we are.
It's like completing levels for them. It's like, okay, take down Hidrix, go for the next level up, work our way around.
Next level. Hedrick, don't want to go down without a fight, and they're getting a little too greedy on this. Inside Games now starting to chime in with some shots fired. Higgy does go down, and now down to just 2 players with Kofist to finish off earlier.
Well, now we move away from the hill, which means it's actually going to benefit Tornado here. Sixty's not that far away, but already some of the Northern Lights players deciding to move out, and this is the smart decision to make. Do it sooner rather than later. Game League's going to be thanking their lucky stars. They're ever so close in, but it's very out in the open for them, so they have to be able to take these fights.
Not fair having gone out early on in this one for Game Legion, for Sixy and Stella. This is very, very, very important points to be accumulated. Northern Knights, though, having one last game. Oh, that's a foot. That's a foot. Sixy, he sees you. He spots you, gets back up on his feet, tries to do some damage. He's still alive now behind the rock, though, at least for a little while longer.
Oh, Sigsy, you're never so lucky. Your foot's just poking out. You won't be walking anytime soon as that nade barrel's out as well. Sigsy goes down, Stella are eliminated, but he did the best he could do. Game of Legion, it's time for them to shine. They cannot afford to go down here.
Not at all. This is their chance to get points. They see Stella eliminated, and they know for a fact this is our game. There's still a lot of players alive, make that all 4 of us. They need to get points here.
And this is where they need to pounce. They need to jump on some of these kills that are going on. Start to take a few shots.
Timber secures himself a kill, though. They're already at 6 mic then. Have a good chance of doing things here, but as you can see their position, once they push over this side, they're going to be completely exposed to the people above them. This is the endings we've had all day today. Very tricky, open areas to play around. It's very interesting because it's not places you really see a lot of games end either.
Bjorn, he knows exactly where he is, just waiting for him to move out. That circle's coming in and force him out of position. The smoke is making it ever so hard. Northern Lights, they're eliminated. Finally, Tornado deal away with them. Tornado's still able to deliver no matter what the pressure is, no matter what's going on with the circles. But this is where they start to shine. With only 2 players left alive, can they get it done? As Ostrolovac, he's just chilling out in the open at the moment, hoping his teammate can get out of that position.
Tornado Energy. First place, second place, and now in the top 3 again. Absolutely insane day they have had for themselves. Ostra, though, trying to make everything he can happen. Gets the knockdown on towards Trash, and you can see he wants to get the finish off as well, but not happening just yet.
Amka wasn't able to react, wasn't able to try and get a refrag in. Doesn't want to push out too far in the open. Game of Legion are on the hunt. Gray coming in. Nicely done from Mac and Dark. Takes down Tornado. Ostrolovac all alone. Manages to get the first knock on the hamster. How much more can he get done? He's got a little bit of cover from the smoke, but they're spraying through it. 73 health, getting more damage. This is huge. Ostrolovac, no way. 5 kills in a dream. He could be upsetting Game of Legion here. We're now into a 1v1, and this should have never been. He's popping the first aid kit, and Mac and Dark, It's all on him. 1 versus 1, 8 kills. They need that 9th. The points are so crucial for him. They poke out, he sprays them down, and Gamer Legion get it, but by the skin of their teeth.
Wow. Had they thrown this one